you're being catapulted to the deepest parts of the depths within. This place seems so unfamiliar and so dark, like a great dark spot. You hear whispers that you're being called to reinvent who you truly are. You want to run, you want to hide, but there's no way to turn, because this tunnel is being magnified. Your soul is deeply connected with you and enlightening you that you are here to grow and nurture the deepest parts of your soul. For you are living a new life here on earth to reinvent yourself into your highest and most magnificent potential. This is what we call the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul is a stage within the awakening process where we're being pulled to grow through a growth and development stage. It is often a stage where we're often like we don't know ourselves. We're taken into the most innate part of ourselves where we feel all the hurt that we've been through in our lives comes of all the pain, all of the traumatic experiences, all of the stuff that we've buried deep within our emotional and mental bodies. So you may ask, how do we get through this dark night of the soul phase? You see, the dark night of the soul is a period where you often have to be in your own little space of seclusion. You know, you wake up and you feel like there's no true purpose and meaning in life. All of the reflections and memories of moments in your life keeps coming up to the surface, and you are being called to actually deal with it. You may often, during this phase, turn to all of your weak spots, whether it be the addictions, the temptations, just the lower parts of yourself, or you want to call it pretty much the shadow phase. You may turn to sex, you may turn to alcohol, you may turn to just doing anything to keep you from dealing with it. You may call this escapism period. For you are simply feeling like you're losing your mind and indeed coming to your senses. You see, as we go through the awakening process, usually the awakening stage just opens up our eyes to the greater parts of the world. We're no longer just seeing and living in the three-dimensional states. We are seeing human universes beneath the floor of the earth and so much more life outside of us. And so oftentimes, the dark night of the soul usually comes right after the awakening process. It could happen within a month, it could happen within a week, it could happen years down, and sometimes that phase, depending on how quickly you nurture and grow through that stage, it might take you a very long time to get through. Well, I am here to show you how you can elevate through this dark night of the soul phase. You see, you may have had a traumatic experience. It may have been some sort of sexual abuse, physical abuse, an addiction that you had. And you may have buried it deep within you, or you may have actually been living that way for a while. And so when your soul comes to you and tries to get you to move from that old part of yourself, you have two choices: to either go left and continue doing the same thing, to go right and try to grow. Now I know sometimes emotions are building up to the surface, and it's just so much to deal with. Everything around you keeps crumbling, and in your physical life, you may see that. You may actually go through this phase where you feel a little bit insane. You don't know who you are. You don't recognize others around you. And you just want to run and hide. You turn to sex. You turn to drugs. You turn to just all the old habits, that no longer serve you. So how do you come out of this stage? Well, imagine this awakening stage as a stage where you're being birthed. You could often just picture yourself as an infant, as a child coming into this world. And you had so much zeal and zest for life. Curiosity picked your mind as you're like, wow, what is this life really about? Well, it's the same thing for the dark night of the soul. You could be a grown person in a human body, but you're here to reinvent who you truly are from the depths of your soul. Is your soul telling you, you're here to shine? What brings you the life out of you? As much as it's hard, do you have a hobby or a craft that really, when you do it, it brings joy to you? Let's say, for example, you really just like painting, and during that time, you find yourself, when it's too much, all those thoughts and those unwarranted experiences come up, and you find yourself painting and drawing, and then you actually realize maybe that time you took painting and you drew, it took your mind off of everything, it nurtured you. So this is an example. Are you someone, even if you don't want to deal with those things, maybe you could write it down, maybe you could express your feelings and just say, wow, all of these emotions, all of these experiences that I had, it wasn't something that was favorable to me, but I'm here in this part of this stage, and I'm no longer looking back. I'm going to reinvent a new life to really live a beautiful life that I always dreamed of. Are you being tempted to go a certain route? Now, oftentimes, especially during this time, since we're going through this pandemic stage and we see everything crumbling and crashing in the material, financial, and physical world, we're often affected because a lot of us, we lost jobs, and our health, was depleted, and family circumstances, friendships, a lot of things just now seem so foreign. And so, you may be tempted to go to a certain route. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's taking this shot. Everybody's telling you that, no, this is what the consensus is doing, that you have to do. But your soul is pulling you and saying, no, you're here to do something greater. You have this great urge, that if you continue going that route, you'll truly lose your mind, as you pretty much, your soul is so much greater than your human body that it's pulling you, catapulting you to step forth into what you always wanted to do. Because from birth, we all see that we have childhood dreams, and a lot of times those even come through, as we know that we've been through past lives. A lot of times with the hobbies that we have are simply like showing us past life pictures of who we are. And as we're here on this earth school to pretty much go over, we have to now do what brings joy and speaks to our heart. Sometimes the transition is not so easy. You may want to go a certain path, Let's say, for example, you want to go and just become that great painter, or that great architect, whatever it is that your soul is pushing you to do. Because in this whole evolution of we're basically being co-creators, and all of the things that we contribute towards the earth is really helping not just our evolution, but the earth's evolution. And so you may not have financial resources, you may not have the support, but you have to take time with yourself to tap into the emotional body, the mental, physical. You know, we could go into the health aspect of it. A lot of us or people have gone through health issues, and then we now telling ourselves we really have to do what it is to now connect deeply with all of these mental, emotional, physical, even spiritual, to really grow into the person we are. Because imagine this: if you don't have a soul, you really, you just like a blank slate. And so as you go through that dark night of the soul, it's just treasuring and nurturing yourself again to say, wow, I get a second chance in life to reinvent myself. And all of the experiences that I've had, whatever it is, loss, pain, hurt, I'm now gonna make sure I take time to just delve into who I really am, and to really take time and go forth into what speaks to my soul, the gift that I have, the things that brings joy, to pretty much help reinvent myself and co-create in this life. Because this aspect of this awakening process is very important to go through. As you see, it's a period, for your own spiritual growth. And go through that healing phase, even